Her Excellency Rashana Afzal, High Commissioner of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Singapore, Mr. Mian Nauman Kabir, President of Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Dexter O. Afternoon, Mr. Zahab. My name is Dexter O, Market Advisor for Africa, Europe, Middle East, Central and South Asia at the Singapore Business Federation. I'll be a host for this last episode of our South Asia Edition webinar from the Festival series. Festival is organized for the Global Connect SBF program, a strategic partnership between SBF and Enterprise Singapore, aimed at helping Singapore companies learn about business landscape and opportunities, land with business deal and or investment project, and localize in those markets for a sustainable business presence. Today, we are glad to be able to bring you this webinar with a panel of partners that include the High Commissioner of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Singapore, the Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, All Pakistan Fruits and Vegetable Exporter Importers Merchant Association, the Bibert Group, and Sufi Group. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. Your mics are muted by default to ensure a more conducive webinar environment for fellow participants. If you have any questions during the session, please type them into the Q&A box in the Zoom control panel before you forget them. We will have time for questions and answers in the later part of the webinar. Today, we are honored to have Her Excellency Rashana Afzal, High Commissioner of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Singapore, to give us an opening address. Next, Mr. Mian Nauman Kabir, President of Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry, will provide an introduction on the food export sector of Pakistan. Mr. Salman Basit, Director of Big Bird Fruits, and Mr. Malik Zohab, Export Manager of Sufi Group, will then share on the products and food standard of Pakistani foods. Following this, we'll have a roundtable discussion on the current situation in Pakistan and how Singaporean companies can import from Pakistan. The panel for this discussion will include Mr. Ikra Ilyas, Assistant Manager, Ms. Ikra Ilyas, Assistant Manager of the Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, Mr. Aslam Pakhali, former Chairman of All Pakistan Fruit and Vegetable Exporter Importer Merchant Association, Mr. Salman Basit, Director of Big Bird Fruits, Mr. Malik Zohab, Export Manager of Sufi Group. To start today's session, let me quickly walk you through SBF Globalization Initiative, Global Connect SBF. Global Connect SBF is formulated to assist Singapore companies that are looking to internationalize and deepen their presence in overseas market. Global Connect SBF helps Singapore companies to first learn about the country and the business opportunity it presents through sharing of useful resources like curated market information presentation, advisory on free trade agreement, and structured training through workshops, webinars, and more. We also conduct overseas visits for Singapore companies to experience and understand local business and culture, which in turn will help them better understand the markets they wish to expand to. Global Connect SBF also aims to land business deal and invest projects through B2B matching, facilitating market and business development through identifying the right market for businesses and assessing the business capability. We currently have Singapore Enterprise Centers set up in Jakarta, Ho Chi Minh, Bangkok. This SEC provides on-the-ground facilitation in market assistance. Lastly, we assist Singapore companies to localize in those markets for a sustainable business presence to help to grow and integrate with local networks and strengthen their presence. Now, I would like to invite Her Excellency Rashana Afzal, High Commissioner of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan to Singapore, to give the opening speech. Your Excellency, please.
Ambassador Shamsher Zaman, Vice Chairman, South Asia Group, Singapore Business Federation, Mr. Nauman Kabir, Chairman, Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry, representatives of food companies in Pakistan and Singapore, Mr. Aslam Pakhali, former Chairman, All Pakistan Fruits and Vegetable Exporters, Importers and Merchants Association, colleagues from Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, representatives of food companies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm glad to be opening this webinar aimed at promoting Pakistan as a viable destination for food sourcing by Singapore. The webinar is part of the series of efforts the High Commission has been undertaking in collaboration with Singapore Business Federation with the aim of enhancing Pakistan's food exports in 3 categories: fresh food, packaged, processed, and frozen food, and meat, poultry, chicken, and egg products. I'm extremely grateful to Singapore Business Federation for hosting today's event and deeply appreciate its constant support, assistance, and collaboration in providing this connecting platform for the exporters and exporters of the 2 countries. I also appreciate the presence of Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry that has several agro-food companies under its umbrella, ready to explore opportunities in Singaporean market and beyond. I am also grateful to Trade Development Authority of Pakistan for its support to the High Commission's initiatives in bridging the trade gap between the 2 countries. I hope today's platform will prove to be a successful matchmaking effort for our businessmen. I also take this opportunity to welcome the representatives of various brands in Pakistan and importers in Singapore, some of whom I have already been in touch with. We rely on your cooperation for opening doors for Pakistani products in Singapore. The current trade between Pakistan and Singapore at a meager $1 billion is far below its actual potential. At the High Commission, it is our top priority to seek avenues of collaboration between Pakistan and Singapore in innovative ways to strengthen our trade and investment ties. Just last month, we conducted a mango diplomacy campaign introducing various varieties of delectable Pakistani mangoes to our Singaporean friends. I hope that more fruits and fruit products would find their way into Singaporean food market. Agriculture contributes to 18% of Pakistan's GDP and employs around 42% of its total workforce. We are the 10th largest producer of rice, 6th largest producer of fresh fruits, and 4th largest producer of milk in the world. Singapore, on the other hand, fulfills about 90% of its food requirements from external sources. This plus agro-food processing is a vast territory that offers ample opportunities of value addition, where the 2 countries can collaborate from food processing and packaging to logistics to quality assurance and standardization. Food and beverages processing industry is the 2nd largest industry of Pakistan after textile, accounting for 27% of the value-added production and 16% of employment in manufacturing sector. Food processing accounts for an annual average of $230.5 million FDI in Pakistan. The 3 major industry groups are frozen food, value addition in major food crops, and fruits, vegetables, and intermediate products. At the High Commission, it is our focus to promote Pakistan's food exports in all these 3 categories. Having lived in Singapore for 3 years already, I can safely say that Pakistani packaged food, particularly frozen products, tea, spices, can find a sizable space in the grocery aisles of Singaporean stores. Halal food is yet another advantage offered by Pakistani food industry. With around 14% of Muslim population, Singapore can easily source from Pakistan to cater to the needs of this segment of its society. We are in contact with Singapore Food Agency for seeking a permit to export meat, poultry, and chicken products into Singapore. Singapore can also serve as a springboard to have ingress into ASEAN region through the effective supply chain network the country offers. I believe there are endless opportunities for Pakistan's agro-food industry in Singapore. It is a matter of bridging the gap for which a platform like this is valuable. I look forward to the proposed visit by Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industries to Singapore later this year. Mr. Hamza Tariq from Sufi Group is also planning a visit to Singapore in the next few weeks. I hope Singaporean importers would like to connect with both of them to pave the way for export of frozen and processed food to Singapore. I thank you all for joining us today and hope that this webinar opens up fresh avenues of collaboration between Pakistan and Singapore. I wish you all a successful interactive session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think she has been very helpful throughout the whole planning and for this webinar. Okay, now, all right, you must be a bit tied up with all the hearing of presentation and so on. Before I hand over to the next speaker, let's have a little warm up by exercising your fingers. Please click on the poll question shown on your screen now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next, I would like to invite Mr. Bien Nauman Kabir, President of Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to provide an introduction of food export sector of Pakistan. I believe Mr. Kabir is not available this time round. So Mr. Kamil's side, he will be presenting on behalf of Mr. Nauman Kabir. Mr. Said, please.
Her Excellency is Rukhsana Afzal, High Commissioner for Pakistan and Singapore, Ms. Geraldine Neo, Market Advisor of Singapore Business Federation, Mr. Aslam Bakhali, former Chairman, All Pakistan Fruit and Vegetables Exporters, Importers, and Mr. Salman Basit, Director, Big Bird Group, Mr. Malik Zohaib Sahab, Export Manager, Sufi Group, and Ms. Ilyas. Morning, everyone. I'm really glad to share my views on the introduction of the food sector in Pakistan. And I appreciate Ms. Rukhsana for her welcome address. I would like to apprise all the audience here that Pakistan's food sector is very resilient and robust. Our food exports in the last fiscal year, 21-22, were around $5.5 billion, as compared to $4.5 billion in the previous year, and if you look at the food exports in detail, rice accounts for around 50% of our food exports with $2.7 billion. And in addition to that, Pakistan also has sizable exports of fisheries for $37 million, fruits $398 million, meat $326 million, vegetables $255 million, and we also export oil seeds, around $193 million, and also spices, $100 million. We are of the view that Pakistan can significantly, increase its exports to Singapore, especially in the sectors like meat, poultry, seafood. It is worth mentioning that livestock accounts for around 62% of our agriculture and 14% of our GDP. And this government, is following a very comprehensive strategy, to boost the livestock sector. And I would like to apprise the audience here that our government is, making new export meat zones, disease-free zones, and also, they are setting up modern slaughterhouses. And they're also taking, all these, regulatory measures by improving veterinary health coverage, husbandry practices, animal breeding practices, artificial insemination practices. And all these measures are, aimed at, improving the livestock sector of Pakistan and making it more export competitive. I would also like to, shed some light on the poultry industry in Pakistan. With investment of more than 750 billion rupees, this poultry industry of Pakistan has, grown at the rate of 7.5% in the last 10 years. And Pakistan is currently the 11th largest producer of poultry items in the world. And government is, really encouraging, poultry production and exports also. I would also, like to apprise the audience here that there is no requirement for the certifications of the items other than meat, poultry, and seafood. Our Honorable High Commissioner is in touch with the Singapore Food Agency, which lays down all the requirements, for the certification of meat imports into Singapore. And we are hopeful that soon our meat exporters will be able to enhance their exports of meat, poultry, and seafood from Pakistan. And now I will give an overview of the fruit sector in Pakistan. Our fruit sector is not only mangoes. We export and produce diverse foods like citrus, apple, bananas, apricots, guava, grapes, which can make a place in the market of Singapore. Our exporters of fruits and vegetables, they are focusing very heavily on the good quality packaging and presentation. And keeping in view these recent things, I think we can significantly increase our fruit exports to Singapore. And apart from that, fruit and vegetable products such as juices, puris, ketchups, frozen vegetables, juices, pickles, they can also be exported to Singapore from Pakistan. As I mentioned earlier, that rice is one of our premier export commodities of Pakistan and accounts for around 50% of our total food exports. I think Pakistan can become leading supplying market for the rice exports to Singapore. And I would certainly like to encourage the rice importers in Singapore to engage with the Pakistani rice exporters, as rice is one of our very strong exporting markets, and Pakistani rice is very famous around the world. And lastly, one more item which Pakistan can export to Singapore is the pink Himalayan salt. Pakistan is one of the largest producers of the rock salt in the world. We have one of the largest salt reserves in the world, and Pakistan can certainly export this pink Himalayan salt to the Singapore. Lastly, I would like to sincerely appreciate the efforts of Her Excellency, Ms. Rukhsana, for our efforts, in organizing, and also, TDAB, the Singapore Business Federation, and also all the other participants, for joining us. I hope that, today's webinar will prove to be immensely beneficial. And, I would like to hear the views of the other speakers, panelists, and other discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Said. It was insightful sharing, and hope it inspires most of the attendees here on their new potential ventures to the Pakistan food sector. Now, I'd like to invite Mr. Saman Basit, Director of Big Bird Foods and Export Manager of Sufi Group, to share on the product and food standards of Pakistani food. I will start with the presentation and sharing by Mr. Basit. So, Mr. Basit, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Basit, we can hear you.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, we are good. So you can, we can move on to the next slide. Mr. Basit, you can proceed with your presentation and sharing.
Yeah, I'm representing Big Bird Group, Pakistan. So next, please. We have 6 companies under one group. So it's Big Bird Poultry Breeders Private Limited, Grandparents Poultry, Big Feed, Parktech Associate, Green Nature Farms, and the Big Bird Foods Private Limited. So next, please. Mr. Abdul Basit is the founder chairman of this group, Big Bird Group. He's the ex-chairman of Punjab Board of Investment and Trade as well, he was the Lahore president of Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry in 2016 and 17, and he was the senior vice president at Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry in 2004 and 5, and he was the chairman of Pakistan Poultry Association, and different government jobs he already done in different sectors. Next, please. Dr. Mustafa Kamal. He is the Chief Executive of Grandparent Poultry Private Limited, and he's also a Managing Director of Big Bird Food. Next, please. Dr. Abdul Karim. He's also a Founder Director of the group, and he's the Director of Big Bird Poultry Breeder and Director in Big Feed as well. Next, please. This is myself, Salman Basid. I'm also a director in this group. Next, please. So Big Bird Poultry Breeder, we started in 1985. So with the breeding farms and the hatcheries, after that we already export to different countries like hatching eggs and feed as well. Next, please. This is our poultry farm locations in different areas. In some farms are in northern areas, and some are in Punjab areas. Next, please. This is also different areas of the poultry farms. Aerial view of the farms. Next, please. Now the grandparent poultry we started in 1989. So we have about the 60% market share of the Pakistan for the grandparent. We have the Hubbard breed, which we are dealing in Pakistan, Hubbard. Next, please. This is our Grandparent Hatchery. When this hatchery was built, it was the 4th largest hatchery in the world. Next, please. These are the grandparent farms. They are situated in desert areas because there's a very for the biosecurity reason. So it's very far from the population. That's why we built in the desert areas. Next, please. So this is the Big Feed. It's incorporated in 1992. So majority the feed consumption is for our group, and we produce only the vegetable based feed. Not we don't use any animal protein in our feed. Next, please. This is our feed mill. Skip, please. Next. There is also another view of our feed mill. Next. And we have one Green Nature farms where we produce our different grains for our feed, like grains, maize, wheat, rice. We already produce for ourselves. Next, please. Next, this is our Green Nature, like different site areas. Next. Parktech Associate is engaged only for the import and export purposes. So Mr. Ehsan, he will managing this Parktech Associate for the import and export purposes. So he will join you shortly as well. Next, please. Next, please. Skip. So Big Bird Foods, we started in 2011. Its purpose is to slaughter the chicken and produce chicken products and fully cooked and cooked products. So this plant is one of the most modern in the world and equipped with most modern technology. Big Bird Food has taken best global food technology brand on the board to build the plant at international level. So we bought this machinery from Netherlands, Sweden, France, USA, Germany, UK, USA, Turkey. Next, please. This is the plant overview, the front view of our plant. Next. So we have the certificates and awards as well, like the FSST 22000, Halal certificate, HACCP, SQMS, YUM, SQMS for majorly for the McDonald's audit and YUM for the KFC and Pizza Hut audit. Next, please. We have different awards and certificates, like Big Bird is 5-time received of achievement awards as country leading poultry company by the government of Pakistan. Next, please. So this is our certificate and awards. Best Business Award of Big Bird by Principal Hubbard, SA France, of Hubbard Business in Pakistan. Next, please. So we have a nationwide operation, so at different areas in Pakistan. Next, please. Next, please. This is our factory outlet. Next. This is the hygiene station view of in our plant. So different views, please. Next, please. So we have 5 changing room, two for the processing and 3 for the further processing. Yeah. So next, please. This is the hygiene station. Next, please. Next. Next, please. This is the overview of all the process. Next, please. This is the bird arriving area where the birds come from the farms, and we receive birds like this. Next, please. This is the hanging area, hanging of the bird. You see there's a blue lights, and blue light is the bird will be very calm in this blue light. Next, please. This is the slaughtering area. So total halal slaughtering, manual slaughtering. People they're manually slaughtered the bird. Next, please. So slaughtering is performed by Muslim people. So worker perform ablution, wuzu before slaughtering. All slaughtering is manual, and they slaughter before slaughtering. They recite Takbir, Bismillah, Allah Akbar, slaughter, and they are facing Kaaba as well. So when we build this plant, so we like the slaughtering area, we design like this. So when the people they are slaughtering the birds, so they face Kaaba. Next, please. Yep, they are slaughtering manually. So this is the scalding area where after slaughtering, the bird go into the warm water, and after some time. Next, please. So these are the defeathering area. After the scalding, they go to the defeathering. Next, please. Evisceration area. Next. This is the air chilling system. This is the very unique system in our group. So this is only an air chilling system in Big Bird Food. Only in Pakistan, like the Big Bird Food is doing the air chilling system. Even in Asia, like there's a very few countries which are adopting this air chilling system. This is a very new system. Next, please. This is also the air chilling system. It's a 1.5 kilometer long tunnel. So when the birds enter in this tunnel, so its temperature is around 35 to 40 degree. So when after the 1.5 kilometer, when it comes the other side, so its temperature is 0 to 4 degree. Next, please. This is a drop station. Weight wise, the bird, when different weight birds it's drop into different bins. Next, please. These are the deboning area. Next. So this is the inline quality check, and like the cut-ups area. Next, please. They also they're checking the quality of the bird. Next, please. The FPP area. This is the marination room. Its capacity is 350 kg per hour. When to marinate the product, to marinate the chicken, so its capacity is 350 kg per hour. Next, please. This is the after marination. This is the marinated product. This is the grinder mixer. When the frozen blocks come into this grinder, it will just grind it, and its speed is 3000 kg per hour. Next, please. This is the bowl chopper. This is also like to make the product. So the different things we have to do. Like this is its capacity is 200 kg per capacity. Now the PP production area. Next, please. These are the different products like burger patty, nuggets, and kebab, and different things. Like this is the machine, forming machine. Its capacity is 1000 kg per hour. Next, please. These are the coating area, coating line. Next. After a coating, there is a fried product, par fried. Next, please. And we have the also expansion in the future as well. So new equipment. Next. These are the different JBT lines. Next, please. We already bought some products. We already bought some lines, and for the future as well, we will go for this. Next, please. These are the dicer machine. Next, please. So it's a primary processing. Its capacity is 100,000 birds per day. Capacity per month is 2.4 million birds per month. So FPP area capacity is 14,000 kg per day, and monthly is 336,000 kg per month. And marination area capacity is 7,000 kg per day, and 168,000 kg per month. Next, please. Yeah, we can offer like a different product presentation and product development. We have the different areas, product improvement, technical support, technical advice to improve the product, plant visit if some wants to visit our plant is most welcome. We can visit our plant as well. Thank you. Next. This is the packaging area. Next. These are our boxes after packing. This is like a fully cooked. Okay, so we already giving our products to McDonald's as well. So it's a different. This is our packing, box packing and the carton packing. Next, please. Next, please. This is our whole chicken packing. Next. Now the cold store. After the packing and after the finished product, so this is our cold store. This is the storage capacity. Next, please. These are the glass freezer. Next. Next, please. We have the CAT generator, so its capacity is around I think 7 megawatt capacity for the generators. This is the electrical panel room. Next. Processed chicken. So these are our different product lines, marinated and bone-in, like raw chicken and marinated. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, next, please continue. Next. Next, please. We have a different range of products, different marination, like whole chicken, cut-ups, and different. So these are our processed product, like I said, yummy drummies. This is for the kids. Next. Classic chicken nuggets, juicy chicken tenders. Next. Classic burger patty, spicy burger patty. Next. Yeah, it's a chicken nuggets, cheesy chicken croquettes, tempura nuggets. Next. Chicken chips, classic chicken croquettes. It's a different range of products. We have the fully cooked products and we have the raw products. We have the par fry products. Next, please. Yeah, it's a chicken jalapeno, southern chicken pops, spicy chicken fillet, Moroccan wings. These are ethnic products like shami kebab, chapli kebab. Next, seekh kebab and gola kebab, kofta. Next, please. Yes, barbecue tikka. Next, please. So these are our different brands which we are like McDonald's, KFC, Hardee's, Texas Chicken, Nando's, Fat Burger. Different, like we are giving different products to different brands, and we already export to McDonald's as well. Like Qatar and Oman, we already exporting our chicken products, McDonald's chicken products. Next, please. Next, please. These are our different shops and delivery vans. Next, please. If you have any questions, please ask me. Next, please. That's for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Basit. I think it was a long and very insightful information sharing for People Group. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Zoab to share about the product and food standard of Pakistani foods. He will be representing Sufi Group for today. Mr. Zoab, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Zohaib Marek. I'm representing Sufi Group today. Currently looking after exports for Sufi Group. I would first like to thank Geraldine from Singapore Business Forum, Dexter from Singapore Business Forum, Her Excellency Ms. Rukhsana, the High Commissioner representing Pakistan in Singapore. And I would also like to thank the Lahore Chamber of Commerce President, Mr. Noman, and Mr. Kamran, who has continuously followed up with me and been coordinating this webinar. I thank everyone for giving us the opportunity to portray our group and show what we are and show our strengths here and discuss what is the future of Pakistan in terms of exports. I would request Geraldine to first play a short video of our group so that everyone knows what we do, and then we can later begin.
Sufi Group of Companies takes great pride in being a household name throughout Pakistan. In these decades of service, our greatest source of pride is the trust that our valued customers have bestowed upon us. Hamza Meat and Poultry. Our plant holds the capacity to produce 3,000 to 6,000 birds per hour. This raw meat is then sold to our corporate clientele and directly to consumers through a wide network of company-operated outlets nationwide. Under the banner of Simply Sufi, this refined meat is used to make our extensive range of semi and fully cooked frozen products. Here, we work with food experts to develop great tasting and high-quality processed food. The automated production process ensures that our products are hygienic and safe for consumption. We offer a wide range of ready-to-cook and ready-to-eat products. Furthermore, we have enhanced our range by adding mouth-watering vegetable products like vegetable roll, vegetable samosa, potato samosa, Punjabi samosa, and potato cutlet. Recently, the brand has also ventured into paratha category like chicken paratha, aloo paratha, plain naan and rogni naan. Our plant is certified and we currently hold Halal ISO 22000-2018 HACCP and plant registration certificate. Our slaughterhouse is also approved by Ministry of Climate Change and Environment UAE. Our high-quality raw chicken and processed food products are also available in UAE, and we are now looking forward to spread globally.
Okay, thank you. So Sufi, can you go to the next slide, please? So Sufi Group of companies is one of Pakistan's largest consumer goods manufacturer. The group has ventured into a wide range of products that include soap, detergents, edible oil, ready to cook and ready to eat frozen chicken products, raw chicken products, and lately also the fast food product range. So as you are aware, as I've just told you, that we have a wide range of products, and we are as we are interested in exporting Singapore and the countries. So I have also with me a team of different representing different products here. I have my director, Mr. Hamza Sufi, who is joined with us for any questions. I have people from the soap department, from the water department, and from the chicken department, so that everyone is on board on what we're doing here. Sufi Group has the objective of ensuring quality from farm to fork, and is also pursuing backward integration, and in time envisions to become a completely vertically integrated organization. The group's research and development professionals continually thrive on innovation, which paves the way for new product development. Next slide, please. Our vision, our aim is to provide high quality premium products. Our aim is to provide high quality premium products that are value for money. With our extensive product range, we envision to make everyday life easier for homemakers. We desire to penetrate globally and hence wish to cater needs of a large consumer base. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. This is a brief history of our group. Sufi Group was launched by late Ayatollah Sufi Saab in 1952. We launched with Sufi Soap and Chemical Industries. We started off with manual production, and in 1968 launched Sufi Soap's imported manufacturing plant and installed it. In 1982, we installed another fully automated Mazzoni plant. The Sufi Soap imported a glycerin unit from Italy for production of this byproduct. Then in 1992, we launched Hamza Vegetable Oil Refinery and Ghee Oil Mills. In 1994, we launched, next slide please. In 1994, we launched purest Sufi sunflower, soybean and canola oils. We gave separate flavors for each oil, imported different seeds from Malaysia, Indonesia, Ukraine, and built this. In 1996, we built an oil soluble plant. Then in 2000, we launched Hadayat Soap and Chemical Industries. In 2000, awarded to Hamza Vegetable Oil Refinery. Hadayat Soap also launched its Saffoon dishwashing range in 2002. So a lot happened in 2002. In 2004, next slide please. In 2004, we launched Hadayat Foodstuff Industries, and followed up in 2005, the Hadayat Foods also acquired ISO 2000-2005 Food Safety Management System. In 2006, realizing our need, realizing that after building manufacturing units, we also have corporate social responsibility. We need to serve the people. So we launched an Al Habib, a hospital, detail of which I'll give later. In 2009, we launched Hamza Vegetable Oil Refinery, computerized plant. It got certified from ISO 9001-2008. Next slide, please. In 2010, we also realizing that social media is the need of the hour. So we launched our social media pages and got massive fan following to stay connected. We built this and we're currently working on it. Sufi Group also got the Super Brand of the Year award, and I think is still getting the award from the previous 5 years, is also getting the same award. In 2011, we launched Sufi's Banaspati and Cooking Oil imported the latest machinery for the new standing pouch packaging. Then in 2013, we launched Hamza Foods Private Limited, and the plant got certified ISO 22000 in 2015. In the same year, we launched Hamza Meat and Poultry Processing Private Limited. Later in 2016, we also launched Simply Sufi Express, a fast food range. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Jalen, can you move to the previous slide? I think you've skipped one. Okay. Yes. So we started off with Hadayat Soap and Chemical Industries. The product is a long bar for dishwashing. We felt that the customers require an effective cleaning solutions, and our product gave exactly that, long-lasting cleaning solution, which is easy to use. Next slide, please. Sufi Soap and Chemical Industries. Under this, we have a beauty soap, we have laundry soap, and fabric softeners. The customers, as per our research, required an affordable solution to scrub off difficult stains. Our product provides complete cleaning range that's affordable and that rubs off the most difficult stains, and it creates a germ-free environment as well. Next slide, please. Hadayat Detergent and Chemicals. We have laundry detergents under this. The customers, again, as per the customer needs, we gave sustainable washing, easily soluble solution, that keeps up with modern day needs. We initially had soap, then we realized that the customers are shifting into modern day needs, and also then launched the detergent range. So catering to all kinds of customers in the washing needs. Next slide, please. Hadayat foodstuffs. Under this, we have water and beverages. The product has a balanced mineral and pH level, and the customer gets good taste and the necessary minerals for maintaining health. So very important, as you're aware, in Pakistan, the scarcity of clean water, the requirement was huge. And it was urgent, and realizing that, the group ventured into this and is giving very safe mineral water that is acknowledged by all the authorities in Pakistan, and they rate this water as one of the top selling waters in Pakistan. Next slide, please. Sufi oil extraction plant. The product is raw edible oil. Basically, what we do is we import seeds to form raw edible oil, and this is an essential pre-procedure to produce finished oil. So this exactly fulfills our need and then builds on to our next company, that is Hamza Vegetable Oil Refinery. Can you move to the next slide? Hamza Vegetable Oil Refinery, as earlier as I told you, got started in 1992. The product is ghee, cooking oils. We have pure sunflower, pure canola, pure soybean, and lately we also imported olive oil. The customers require high quality pure oils, and Sufi oil stands for trust, has great vitamin content, has a variety of variants to cater different consumer needs. Next slide, please. So Umar Poultry Processing, we have our own poultry sheds where we breed chicken, and another basic household need of the Pakistan consumer market is chicken. There's scarcity of healthy chicken, and we follow all the procedures, all the feeding procedures. We properly feed chicken here that is safe for human consumption. And then we basically integrated this. We next move on to next slide, please. We've integrated this. We breed chicken, then we slaughter this under the umbrella of Hamza Meat and Poultry Products. Hamza Meat is a primary processing plant. It gives clean and hygienically prepared chicken. It also caters to customized chicken product requirement in bulk quantities. It is international standard cleaning processes are followed, and we have a large scale capacity, 6,000 birds per hour, to fulfill needs of bulk buyers. Next slide, please. Another further integration to this, after our primary processing plant, we take this chicken, we sell this outside as well, we use it in-house as well. We have Hamza Foods Private Limited. We have a product is processed chicken, where we have products like nuggets, burger patties, tenders, a wide range of products that are nutritious, ready and can be easily and quickly served and made. The flavors are exciting, healthy, nutritious, and it's easy frying that saves our time. Next slide, please. Building on to Hamza Foods, we started off Simply Sufi Express. It's a fast food chain. Currently we have 12 restaurants in Pakistan serving in different areas. It's quick, it's fast, it's healthy, and we have our own factory to produce this. So all the needs are catered. We have our own oil being used in this restaurant. We have our own oil being used. We have our oil, our own water being used, our own cola being used, our own chicken being used. So everything is so integrated that we can safely say that it's the best hygiene, safe fast food being served in Pakistan. We're competing with multinational companies like McDonald's and are giving them a very tough time right now. Next slide, please. I would specifically like to talk about our vegetable products. Reason being, reason being that only right now in Pakistan we are allowed to export in the vegetable range, in the non-chicken range. So I would specifically like to highlight it, what we have in this range. We have vegetable samosa, we have vegetable rolls, we have potato cutlets, we have potato samosa, we have Punjabi samosa. All these I have seen being used in the Singapore market currently. So we have that range. We have to penetrate. We want to penetrate as well. Next slide, please. Also, we have our paratha and naan range. We have plain paratha, we have potato paratha, rohni naan, plain naan. All this can be exported immediately. There's no glitch in this. So we are well prepared and we are ready to export this if need be to all the importers here. Next slide, please. We have covered Pakistan, most of Pakistan we've covered. We have our distributors in Pakistan. We have over 350 distributors currently serving in Pakistan, distributing our products in various areas. We have our company operated outlets as well. We have 21 of them. In these outlets, we sell our own products like chicken, oil, water. So, and our fast food is also integrated with that. So we feel that we have done what we had to do in Pakistan. We've covered most of Pakistan, and now we realize that there are expatriates and there are Pakistani people who are currently residing in Singapore and elsewhere in other European countries. What we want and what we are targeting and what is our vision right now is that we want to penetrate globally now. We want to that our Pakistanis and another customer base can make use of our products outside Pakistan as well. And right now we're very aggressively working on it. Next slide, please. So this is a basic pictorial of our outlets, as I said. Gentlemen, if you can quickly skip this slide and show a bit of pictures as well, if you have another. These are marketing campaigns, our event participation. Can you move to next, please? We continuously sponsor events. We try to create our awareness, and these are some of the pictures. As I said, we feel that we have corporate social responsibility. We have our eye hospital built at Sheikhupura Road here. We treat people who cannot afford, and we realize that it's very important to serve the people, and we treat people for free here. Next slide, please. So coming on to the export potential. So we believe, as Her Excellency Ms. Rukhsana also said, that food products are among the most traded commodities, and export opportunities for local manufacturers is expected to experience sustainable growth in future. I believe there are some key drivers that will make sure that this growth continues. So population, this is a growing population will be a key driver to this trade potential. Consumer preferences have changed. Consumers have shifted to time-saving preparation processes. We have a range of further food products that are quick, easy to serve, and we believe the potential of that is going to be high in future. COVID has also accelerated trend for at-home consumption, giving rise in demand of quick frying products. So we believe that due to COVID, people tend to go less outside and tend to consume at home. So our products are quick, easy to prepare, and we want to build on that. Next slide, please. So Simply Sufi is already penetrated in the international market. We are available in GCC countries. We are available in top stores like Safir, Nestro, Pakistan Supermarket, Al Madina Hypermart, Union Corp, Bakir Mohibi, West Zone, Almaya, Union Corp, and there's a whole list of other stores as well. So we are already in the international market. We already have certifications to penetrate and export outside Pakistan. GCC has very, very stringent safety procedures, and we followed all that, and we've got all the certifications for that. Jelen, can you quickly show pictures of that as well in the next slides? This is Al Madina. Can you keep on moving to the next slide so that the pictures can be seen? So as I said, we have all the certifications that are required to export. We are Halal certified, we are HACCP certified, we have an ISO 22000 certification. Next slide, please, Jen. These are all certifications Jen, can you quickly show us the certifications and move to the next slides? There's a whole lot of certifications. This is a Halal product certificate of Hamza Meat and Hidayat Foods. This is certification by the government of Pakistan. We are certified from the quarantine department as well. We have a membership certificate from the Lahore Chamber of Commerce. Next slide, please. So I feel there are a few bottlenecks to us being able to export to Singapore and elsewhere. I feel that exports are restricted to a relatively limited number of products. For instance, if I talk about our chicken products, so we can only export in vegetable. I think there's a mass potential of meat and poultry products as well, which we cannot export right now. We are barred to export. So I think that something must be done of that. I believe there's limited access to global importers. For the past couple of months, we've been trying to connect with importers, but I think there are less platforms to do that, and more platforms are needed where we can explain how equipped we are for exporting and meeting international safety standards. The shipping rates are currently very high, and also there's this massive uncertainty caused by the sharply changing exchange rates. So it's kind of difficult to quote competitive prices, but we're still working on it, and we're ready to give the best possible competitive prices. Thank you very much. Thank you. So these are our contact details. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dua. So now we'll proceed to the Q&A session or the panel discussion. I would like to invite Ms. Ilyas, Mr. Pakhali, and Mr. Basit, and Mr. Zwab to the panel discussion. For the attendees, please feel free to ask our panel anything about the food security via Pakistan in post-COVID era, with focus on food import sectors from Pakistan to Singapore. Let's start with some basic questions that we had collated before the webinar. Some of these attendees, they are not able to make it, so they actually posed the question to us. Maybe let me do one with this. Okay, so Singapore has stringent regulations regarding food imports. How does Singapore food imports restrictions affect Pakistan food export to Singapore? And what is being done or can be done to increase acceptance by the Singapore Food Agency to increase overall Pakistani food imports? Maybe I can direct to Mr. Pahali or Ms. Ilyas.
You want me to say something?
Yes, Mr. Pahali. So, what can be done or to increase the acceptance of Pakistani food imports by the Singapore Food Agency? What do you think can be done?
Very frankly, there is no such restriction for importing Pakistani agri product to Singapore. Singaporean can easily import because there are no non-tariff barriers such as for quarantine issues. We can, anyway, we are exporting a lot to Singapore, and only thing is the proper, from our side, I would say, proper packaging and grading and sizes, but we have achieved that, and good sufficient quantity has been exported to Singapore. Now the bottlenecks are the shipping these days after this COVID. As you are well aware that Singaporean ports are too much congested these days, And we always find difficult because most of our consignments to Far East goes via Singapore. And sometimes these containers get stuck up at Singapore, and we find it very difficult. But as such, for no non-tariff barriers are there, but we have tough competition, no doubt, with China, with Thailand, and with the ASEAN countries. But you know, this is the time of food security. After this climate change, and everybody are facing these problems. So now my suggestion, I will request Singaporean traders to promote our product in your region, especially like in Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, and Singapore can be our partners. Singaporean traders can be our partners. But you know, there are some non-tariff barriers in Indonesia, and your esteemed organization can help Pakistan to penetrate in the market, get the market access in Cambodia, in Vietnam, or any of the countries in your region. And I want you to make a special segment under your belt for these quarantine issues. And definitely when anything is required, all the barriers, they remove it. Now, in Pakistan, we are facing, you must be aware of the floods, and we are facing shortage of onion and tomato. So our government has abolished all the levies on import of these products, so that general public can have a cheaper essential kitchen items. So I would like Singaporean traders come forward, our partners. Personally, I am also exporting to Singapore. I have got a trading partner by the name of Yuchuan Trading Company, and I am doing very well with them. But still, there is a vacuum that we should work on a partnership base. Before, long time ago, we used to sell our product to Singapore traders, and they used to re-export from there. So Singapore can be a very fruitful partner for us for re-exporting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bahali. I think we have some questions from directly from the Q&A during this webinar. So I see one where the market situation, what is the current market situation for Pakistani food export due to the recent flood, specifically for agro products. With the rising inflation, it looks like if agro commodity prices would increase further. So he would like to comment and understand, this before that we have a heat wave, and now there's a flood impacted by this in Pakistan. So will agriculture production locally be impacted, or will impact food security in Pakistan, and how this will impact export for agro products, and how will it affect rising inflation?
Yeah, it's a very good question. It's all because of climate change, definitely. And not only Pakistan is affected because of it, all neighboring countries have been affected. And you see, this is the month of September. In September, the monsoon season gets well over. Now, the floods and the, as you said, high temperatures, we have got, our agriculture has got impact of it. And mostly our onion season has been badly affected. And that's why we have to import that. Before, this is the period from, say, October till February, Pakistan used to export a lot of onion to Far East and even to Singapore. And we used to export a lot to Singapore. But this year, Singapore had to import, have to sources. So from, maybe from Holland, maybe from Egypt or Europe, we don't know. But at the moment, it has an impact only for onion. But coming season of citrus will be very fruitful. The climate for citrus is favorable because of the timely rain. as we needed our land badly needed water. So we have got enough rain this year, and hopefully we are looking forward for better crop this year for our citrus, and also for coming potato season, because we know that we will recover. We have very hard working laborers. We have very hard working farmers, especially in province of Punjab. They are so hard working. They will come out, but only one product. Sorry, two products. One is onion, and other one is our dates. We won't be able to export this year. Rather than we have to import. But other than those things, I think we have got a good opportunity for green vegetable from northern areas, from KPK, from Punjab, and from Sindh. We have two products which are badly affected, that is dates and onion. But rest assured, for citrus, for green vegetable, for coming potato season, we are fully geared up, and we will fulfill the requirement of whole Far East, not only Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pahalia. Ms. Ilyas, I think I will direct this question to you. I understand, there's a ban on the rice export for Pakistan. Can you highlight maybe the import of rice market to Singapore? When will it resume, and how will the outlook for Pakistan rice export be like, maybe in the next few months or years, in the short period?
Sorry, Dexter, can you please repeat your question? I could not hear you properly.
I believe there's a ban of rice export from Pakistan.
No, there is no ban on rice. Sorry, export? You're talking about exports or imports?
Yes, correct.
You're talking about ban on rice exports, right?
Yes, correct.
There is no ban on rice exports.
Okay, so one of these attendees actually asked, they are rice exporter from Pakistan. They would like to highlight the imports, the potential exports of rice export to any other region in Singapore or ASEAN. And on top of that, there's a question where they are asking where, currently Pakistan are mainly exporting onions, rice, and potatoes. Apart from these products, are there any food products that might be imported maybe into Singapore or ASEAN?
Yes, there are a lot of potential products that can be exported to Singaporean countries. For example, currently Pakistan and Singapore's trade is only confined to export of onions and potatoes, but there's a lot of room. For example, there's a lot of room for frozen meats, frozen vegetables. Pakistan, although as Aslam Saab clearly mentioned that Pakistan crop season got affected because of floods, but only onion got affected. We have a lot of potential for other vegetables, and also I would like to mention that Pakistan's vegetable season is of crop season of 3 months, so we'll come out of it. And along with that, we have a lot of potential for processed food products such as confectionery. There is a lot of potential for that. For sauces, spreads, Pakistan's leading confectionery and sauces manufacturers, for example, like Young's, Shah, National, they have state-of-art factories, and they're fully equipped to meet with the import requirements of Singaporean community. And also there's a lot of potential for spice. So there are a lot of products that can be exported to Singapore, like spice, confectionery, sweet biscuits. I was looking at the import profile of Singapore. So Singapore imports a lot of pastries, cakes, and such products. So Pakistan has an industry which can cater to these demands as well. So these are some of the products.
Thank you, Ms. Ilyas. Maybe directed to Mr. Basit and his team. So there's a very, very brief question that was asked in the Q&A chat. Mr. Basit and your team in Big Bird, what is the average weight of the chicken or bird that Big Birds produce? And maybe you can further elaborate. I understand, during the sharing, Big Bird Group are supplying chicken patties, nuggets to GCC states in the McDonald's chain in GCC states. So they would like to know, very curious, what is the weight of the chicken and bird that Big Bird produce, and maybe share slightly more about the product as well. Sorry, you're muted, Mr. Basil and your team. You need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hello.
It's okay now. Thank you.
As our director, Mr. Salman was explained about our group, our operations, our products in detail. As far as your question is concerned about weight, initially, if you talk about raw chicken, its carcass weight range is different, and we normally here in Pakistan, birds are mostly of medium size. That's range from say 900 gram to 12, 13, even 1600 grams. So this is the weight range of the raw chicken I am talking about. Again, I want to explain, said this, that this is the carcass weight of the whole bird. But at present, Big Bird is interested to export only the fully cooked products, which already we have shown in our presentation, the list of our products, nuggets, patties, and like this sort.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Basri. Mr. Zwab, I think there's one question that I want to direct to you. I think for the last few weeks, we are working very closely and discussing on some of the projects with Jalene, my colleague. On top of the frozen chicken and fresh fruits export that you guys usually sell, I think you are doing a soap and your dishwasher and so on. So maybe you can share with us, some of the idea or outlook of how you want to export this product to Singapore. We do have quite a bit of question for these products as well. So maybe you can share more about this product, and then maybe the Singapore attendees here might be more convinced, or maybe they will be more happy to understand more, and maybe we can broker more connection or deals for Sufi Group to export these products into Singapore. Maybe you can share some ideas or background of this product that Sufi is doing.
Okay, so are you aware? So as you are aware that we pioneered with soap, we have Sufi soap cleaning range. We have Sufi detergents. We have our powder range. We have our dishwashing bars. So there's a massive range of products in soap that we have. We have automated plants that are currently making these products. Very recently, as you're aware, that we got connected with some of the importers. We are currently working on competitive prices for it, and we will very soon get back to them on this. Rest assured that we're working on it, and we realize there's a huge potential for these products. And in very due time, as you're aware, that you're helping us connect with importers. So once we get our things finalized in terms of the pricing, which is very important, we'll inshallah get connected, and we are very interested to penetrate in this range as well.
Thank you, Mr. Zwab. Okay, we are very thankful. I think Her Excellency and the High Commission of Islamic Republic of Pakistan to Singapore is very supportive of this webinar. So we have a question directed to Her Excellency, and Her Excellency, despite her busy schedule, has sat through the whole webinar and try to support us on this webinar. So Her Excellency, very happy to see you again. We have a question directed to you, specifically from an attendee from this Q&A session. So Muhammad Rafiq actually asked that, Pakistan State Bank is not allowed to book vessel for bulk commodities loading. They are not able to quote a buyer CFR or CIF prices. State Bank of Pakistan unofficially forcing to make your deals on FOB basis. By this problem is losing clients. So he would like to know what will be the potential future next few weeks or months outlook of solving this issue of making deals on FOB basis instead of buyers can pay it on CIF or CFR basis and the POL. Are there any outlook or answer from you from there?
Thank you, Dexter, for directing this question to me. Thank you, Mr. Rafiq, for your interest. I have taken note of this since, for the past 2 years, because of the COVID, we have not been able to arrange any visit from Pakistan or initiate any such discussion between the two sides. Now that we are interacting, we are finding out the problems and issues that are there in our bilateral trade. I will refer this concern to the State Bank of Pakistan, get clarity from them, and share with SBF because SBF has the list of participants. So, we will soon get back to you on this and we will try to resolve this issue to remove this bottleneck. Taking advantage of the opportunity, I would request all Pakistani participants to share their contact numbers and especially the speakers, the panelists, to share their contact numbers and details. So, even if our Singaporean friends have questions or queries later on, they can contact you. As far as bottlenecks are concerned, Zuhaib has very nicely summed them up, starting from pricing to shipping to every single issue has been very adequately highlighted by him. One major bottleneck that as Pakistani High Commissioner, I feel I face here in Singapore is that, like Mr. Pahali said, fruits and vegetables are there is no restriction for on import of fruits and vegetables from Pakistan into Singapore, and our fruits and vegetables are already retailing here. In mango season, we get lots of mangoes. In orange season, we get a lot of imports of oranges. There is a great need and demand for export of other fruits and vegetables into Singapore. Besides potato, onion, orange, and mangoes, Singaporeans are very fond of good food. They are foodies. I have already completed 3 years in Singapore, so I can say that, if we can, break this ice and start exporting Pakistani peaches, apricots, apples, we have such a large range of fresh and frozen food that we can export to Singapore. Coming back to chicken, poultry, and seafood, again, we have a huge potential. In seafood, pomfret is a very, very popular fish in Singapore, and it's very expensive. And our Balochistan region produces, huge quantities of very good quality pomfret. So what I can, share with all the participants over here is that we are in contact with Singapore Food Agency to meet their certification requirements. Somebody asked a question that if you are exporting to US and Europe, do these certification requirements suffice for export to Singapore? We are checking this with SFA. Currently, we are in contact with SFA. We are checking this with them. They are very stringent as far as food security and, hygiene standards are concerned. I'm very happy and grateful that Zuhaib and Salman have given very good, very effective presentations. It would have given you an idea what kind of products are produced in Pakistan. I really hope that we are soon able to export Pakistani meat, poultry, and chicken products into Singapore. Once you try them in Singapore, I think you will find out that we are not taste-wise, hygiene-wise, flavoring, spices. From every single aspect, our products are par excellence. So, and one more question, one more request that I would like to highlight here. Our Pakistani participants have requested, Kamran Saeed has requested for list of participants from Singapore, because We are hoping to have a delegation from LCCI visiting Singapore very soon. So we would be very grateful if list of participants from Singapore could be shared with us. Similarly, Hamza Tariq is going to visit Singapore very soon. We have been requesting potential importers, retail stores to, we want them to have a meeting with Hamza Tariq to find out for themselves, like, Hamza will be here and to answer your questions, to satisfy your queries. I have encouraged him to bring some samples with him, for which we would like to have support from SBF to clear those samples. So, we can have some, testing event here in Singapore for Sufi food. Similarly, for Big Bird, like, they have really broken the ice by exporting and providing food items, to chicken items, especially to big brands like McDonald's, KFC and Nando's, and like, Pizza Hut. We would encourage you also to be either become either part of LCCI delegation or send your own team to Singapore. Through this initiative, through this webinar, thank you, SBF, we have been able to generate interest in Pakistan's poultry and meat products. So let's take advantage of this interest, and let's connect with those who are interested in importing from Pakistan. Once again, many, many thanks to all the participants, panelists, those who attended the webinar. And regarding State Bank of Pakistan's role in this, I will get you the clarification soon as possible. It was a great pleasure interacting with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency and the panel.
Thank you.
It was an insightful sharing, and hope it inspires you all to your new potential ventures into Pakistan. Before we end, we would like to find out by a show of clicks how many of you would like to be connected to a food-related company in Pakistan to further your business collaboration. We have come to the end of today's session. We hope that the webinar has provided good information, inspired your organization to a varying extent on potential internationalization into Pakistan. There will be several upcoming FYI webinars as shown on the screen, which is tagged to the Africa and other markets. If you are interested, please scan the QR code provided on the slide to register or contact us for more information. On behalf of the Singapore Business Federation, we would like to thank everyone for making this event a success. Special thanks to our supporting organization, Enterprise Singapore, High Commission of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan to Singapore, Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, All Pakistan Fruits and Vegetable Exporter Importers Merchant Association, Big Bird Group, and Sufi Group. My name is Dexter Wu, Market Advisor at SBF. Thank you for joining us, and I hope to hear from you soon.